Divine interruption is the idea that God is involved in our story. As human beings, we love stories. We tell them all the time. Sometimes they're national stories. They explain who we are as a people group. They explain our traditions, our heritage. Sometimes they're individual stories. They help us explain to other people why we are the way that we are. Sometimes they're stories of joy, happiness, hope. Sometimes they're stories of brokenness. Sometimes that brokenness has been like a sledgehammer. It's that thing that happened that has changed everything forever. It's like the hammer blow that came so quickly. Sometimes it's not quick. Sometimes it's this slow, gradual awareness that something isn't right, this increasingly uncomfortable feeling, and we don't know how to express it. So we rely on stories, on analogies, or it's like explanations. Behind all of those stories is God's story, and God's story with the world around us. I was one of those lucky people that was given a really secure story to anchor in. If you could look at my family and a portrait gallery, you would find pastors, missionaries, preachers, every one of them faithful to God and to the story. Faith was the most important thing in my family. I remember being told that my two grandmothers sat next to my crib the day I was born, and the first said to the second, "What's to become of this child? What will he do? What will he be?" And the second said without a moment's hesitation, "He's going to be the next Billy Graham." This was this incredible standard for an 8-pound, 5-ounce baby to live up to. But to be honest, for the first 12 years or so, I was fairly comfortable with that. I liked that idea. I wanted to do something special with my life. But around 12, around 13, there became first a suspicion and then an assurance that actually the real fun took place outside of church. My friends at that age were already drinking, smoking, stealing, swearing, and it seemed like they were having all the fun. I'd been given this safe harbour with still, calm waters, but I couldn't wait to get out into the sea that was full of adventure and excitement. There's something about us as human beings that we're drawn to warped images. It may be driving down the road and seeing a car wreck and having to slow down and turn our heads to the side to see what's going on. It might be seeing a refugee camp in a country that's struggling through war and through famine. It might be seeing a burnt out building or a human face that's been disfigured by some disease or illness. There's something about these images we know we're not supposed to enjoy them, but there's something about them that we can't turn away. It's the same thing we see in a celebrity that has reached the height of fame and comes crashing down in some fall. We see in them a magnification of our own warped nature. There's something about a human mind and soul that's been twisted. It's not what it was supposed to be. It's been perverted, and the world had promised satisfaction, but in the end only offered something temporary. This is what we see in the world around us. That was my experience, a slow deadening of humanity and a willingness to do anything for validation, anything for acceptance. I remember sitting in a field with my friends after drinking one weekend, just waiting to throw up, just with the hope that the world would stop spinning and that I'd feel better for a while if I did. I remember sneaking into a store to steal something, anything that would impress somebody. I remember staying up late, scouring the internet through images, and the thing that was supposed to offer satisfaction and fulfill that sense of loneliness and dissatisfaction actually just became an addiction. I was following lost people who were lost themselves. They had no idea where they were going, and they were looking for the same acceptance, the same validation that I had been looking for all along. And so the road that was supposed to lead me to freedom, the thing that was supposed to be an adventure, actually just led to this feeling of being more and more imprisoned. And then it happens. Interruption. It's not always clear how it happens. Sometimes it's something as spectacular and unbelievable as a resurrection. Sometimes it's just a cup of coffee with a friend who begins their story with the words, "Let me tell you about the God who changed my life." For me, it was this awareness that everything that I was doing for acceptance was always met with rejection until I met Him. This is the Christmas story. It's the idea of a God who will go infinitely further than we could ever have imagined to put our stories back together. This is the Christmas message. And now I get to stand here, my story has changed, and I get to share my story with others. And there's only one word that fits when I'm asked to describe the God who made all this possible. That word is everything. He means everything. This is the Christmas message. This is new life. It's transformation. The thing that now is different to the thing that was. This is interruption. This is God going all the way to put the story back together, that somehow his life restores our brokenness. Somehow his humanity restores our humanity. This is the message of Christmas. This is divine interruption.